baby furs be like? Yeah, this is my good friend. We've known each other since we were both in diapers. Heyo everyone, Misha B. Barkin here. Boy, if you would have asked me where I see myself in 5 years, discussing the possibility of a billionaire being a baby fur wouldn't be anywhere near what I'd answer. So, yeah, you may have seen little snippets of rumors from our favorite billionaire stain on society, Elon Musk, being called a baby fur on Twitter, TikTok, and more. But what exactly is that all about? What is everyone talking about? Is this another baseless claim throwing at Musk for fun, or is there some actual merit to it? Today we're gonna discuss what a baby fur is, the post thread that led to Musk being called one, and my opinions on the matter. So without further ado, let's dive on in. So first and foremost, what is a baby fur? Now I'm gonna try and hit this topic with kid gloves, pun intended, lest YouTube hunt me down for discussing a topic like this. Trust me, they've demonetized a video for less. Put simply, the most common definition is exactly what it sounds like, a furry whose sona is younger, hence the name, baby fur. It's also kind of taken more of an umbrella term role lately though, being used to represent all furries who have an interest in anything kid related, be it kid shows, kid activities, and diapers. That last part is the biggest point of contingency for many, and I'll definitely state my opinions on that towards the end of this video. Another term you may have heard thrown around related to this is ABDL, standing for Adult Baby Diaper Lover. Yeah, I really hope my neighbors can't hear me record these videos. Just like with any interest, be it kink or not, there's a multitude of reasons people might end up being into ABDL. A sort of beginner's guide to help explain this is to split the acronym in half and think of each side being a percentage of interest. Some people enjoy the age regression and enjoy what's called little activities. This is where the coloring books, crayons, and watching kid shows come in. Others, on the other hand, enjoy the diapers more, and just like wearing them. I think it's important to mention that while ABDL is commonly known as a kink, some people do these things in a purely safe for work manner. Age regression can and often is used as a coping mechanism due to trauma, and helps some people experience the childhood they may not have been able to have. ABDL is very related to baby fur, but encapsulates people who are also outside of the furry community, so for the sake of this video, we'll be using the term baby fur from now on. So yeah, that's a brief rundown of what a baby fur is. I also want to mention that there's an often negative stigma given to baby furs, with people automatically comparing them to a certain P word I can't say on here. Yeah, don't do this. This is the exact same logic anti-furs use when trying to call us all zoophiles. Much like with furry, there are many reasons people might be a baby fur, and to group everyone in such a large community under an awful label such as that is extremely harmful to those people you're mislabeling. It also helps to water down such an awful word, and it makes the word mean a lot less when applied to actual child predators. It's one of those many words I feel we throw around way too much online, and if you're one of these people applying this label to everyone who is a baby fur, stop doing that. Now, I'm not gonna say you have to like it, or even have to tolerate it. If it's something you don't like and something that makes you uncomfortable, you're more than welcome to distance yourself from people into that and simply not interact with that sort of thing. That said, don't demonize those who are into it, and especially don't call them the P word without any evidence of it. Okay, with that out of the way, let's discuss the thread that led to these rumors, shall we? This all started with Fiona Murray, who posted, "Where do we think his downfall started?" with a picture of Elon Musk. Okay, not the topic at all, but I think his downfall was when he went on Saturday Night Live dressed as Wario. Like, I remember Musk was regarded as the real-life Tony Stark, one of the brightest minds of the future, and after this happened, he just wasn't anymore, and has since proven just how wrong we were when we called him a genius. Anyways, someone named TJ quote tweeted Fiona saying, "When he failed to worm his way into the Bay Area baby fur community in like 2009. True story. Now, I mentioned this when we talked about it on the podcast, but if you're ever writing a post and want people to believe it, don't put true story in the parentheses. That just reads as an r/that happened post, you know, like an everyone clapped sort of story. It's just, it just rings as not true. The following replies also made my belief on the situation kind of faulty. Fiona replies to TJ, no, you can't just leave it at this. Tell me everything you know. DM me if you have to. And TJ replies, I wish I knew more, haha, but that's sadly the extent of my knowledge. I've had enough different people from there tell me the story that it has to be true, but obviously everyone in the sector is very hush-hush and private about stuff, so I only know the gist of what happened. So your evidence is, I heard it from random people, thus it has to be true. That's shaky evidence at best. Anyways, someone else named Jura Hyena quotes TJ and says, "It's f***ing true. I'm not going crazy, and I know it sounds like bullshit, but it's real." Now this has some juicy details included. The pictures included show Musk replying to someone and saying the phrase "fur curious," which personally strikes me as a joke. Like, this isn't really much. What is a big part of this is the other 3 pictures though, involving Musk's secret toddler account. This did happen. He even admitted it. He had an alt account where he would roleplay as a 3-year-old toddler on Twitter, and man, this account had some banger tweets. "Rhymes Weft, the king of SpaceX? Who kids must hate her? They probably want to spend all their time with Mr. Tesla." And of course, my personal favorites, the tweets included in the post. "For the love of God, can someone follow me?" I will finally turn free on May 4th. The tie to him before he admitted it was when he posted a screenshot including the side menu on mobile Twitter, which shows other accounts you run with a little picture. For example, here's mine. You can see that I have 2 accounts, one for Misha and the other for Rascal. No, I'm not giving out the Rascal one. Musk had the same layout, with his little bubble containing a very familiar profile picture. So yeah, this is a pretty big tick in the truth department, but this could just be a bored old man with too much time on his hands acting out his idea of a quote-unquote joke. This also doesn't tie him to the baby fur community, so let's see what else is in this thread, shall we? A quote retweet by Christy Olsen would wrap our thread up, saying, I just had to go through literally 30,000 photos of the most traumatic moments of my life, but it was worth it. Presented without commentary, it appears to be a picture of Elon Musk wearing an animal onesie like a Kigu, rolling blunts outside at night. I guess cool. So our evidence of this is a man in an animal onesie rolling blunts. Like, dude, this just sounds like a vibe and a half, furry or not, you know? Like, I could easily see one of my non-furry friends being like, hey, Misha, let's roll blunts tonight. Bring your Shiba onesie. And I'd be there, baby. So yeah, that's the thread that has sparked this whole firestorm. It has led to this being talked about everywhere, including a hot off the press Know Your Meme page. So what's my opinion on all this? Do I think it's real? Well, I'm not convinced personally. Now, I'm not saying that it didn't happen. Hell, it's entirely possible that this did happen, and there's more evidence of it swimming around somewhere, but as it stands currently, a man in an animal Kigu rolling blunts doesn't really do it for me. Now, of course, the toddler account is something, don't get me wrong, and that's definitely a tick in the this is real box, but there's no real ties to the fur portion of baby fur, other than a random one-off joke made in 2019. Personally, I think half the people sharing it don't believe it either, and are doing it for a cheap shot at him, which, don't get me wrong, I'm not defending Musk in the slightest. If anything, I'm worried about how this will affect those who are part of that community. They're already looked down upon for having a conventionally weirder kink by a large amount of people, so using baby fur as a way to clown on Musk makes me really worried that many more eyes are going to be on these people, and not in a good way. Especially the people who support and defend Elon. Those people just flat out suck and do not need to hear about what a baby fur is, and God forbid look into it. And for those that genuinely do believe it, unless there's something that I haven't seen, I think there might be a bit of confirmation bias going on. They want this to be true. They want to believe that he's some weirdo trying to get into baby fur community so bad that they can clown on him for it. So bad they're willing to look at flimsy connections with the strength of scotch tape and go, oh yes, this is concrete evidence of him being a baby fur. Of course. I don't know what the f that accent was. So yeah, long story short, I don't really buy it. I think it could be true, and the toddler account definitely makes me raise an eyebrow, but as it stands, I don't really see that or anything I've seen as evidence. So we're to the end of the video. A bit of an odd one this week, I know. Nevertheless, thanks for watching. Remember to not generalize large groups such as baby furs and throw awful labels onto them, as that does nothing but harm innocent people and water down life-ruining words to the point of online insults. It also goes for mentioning again that this is the same logic anti-furs use with calling all furries zoos. So if you're someone doing this, then you're no better than an anti-fur. And trust me, as someone who constantly receives the most brain-dead hate comments, you're gonna want to be better than that. You don't have to like it, and if you don't like it, you can just avoid it. And on that note, make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!